Competing in the NFL is never an easy task. As superstars, Pro Bowl caliber players, and decently talented guys do everything they can to stay competitive and help their respective teams win as many games as possible. Every superstar will leave a strong and impactful legacy for the teams that they played for throughout the years, which will live on in the hearts and minds of fans for generations to come. Sometimes an NFL team will give up on certain talent if they aren't keeping up with the competition, and other times, teams will release or trade them to other teams and immediately regret it. Yeah, this is nothing new in the NFL. But these teams think one star they have isn't doing enough, only to release or trade them. And then, as they walk away into the sunset, well, those guys suddenly seem to flourish on another team. So today, we're going to look at 10 NFL stars that teams should have never given up on and why they went on to regret it. Drew Brees, San Diego Chargers. Brees was originally drafted by the Bolts in the 2001 season with the expectation that he was going to be their savior at quarterback after dealing with 3 dreadful seasons of Ryan Leaf. Brees' early years with the Bolts were pretty dang rough, as he threw more interceptions than touchdowns, with 29 touchdowns against 31 interceptions from 2001 to 2003. Brees managed to turn things around in 2004 though, throwing 27 touchdowns against 7 interceptions, earning the 2004 NFL Comeback Player of the Year award, making the Pro Bowl that season, helping the Chargers earn a 12-4 record, and getting them into the playoffs before they lost to the New York Jets in the wildcard round 20-17 in overtime. After the 2005 season, the Chargers released Brees after he suffered a season-ending shoulder injury. A contract dispute arose, and the Bolts wanted to focus on developing Phillip Rivers. The New Orleans Saints then signed Brees, and he was able to help turn a once-losing franchise into a powerhouse playoff contender, helping them win Super Bowl 44 over the Indianapolis Colts. Brees would also go on to become a 2-time Offensive Player of the Year award winner, led the league in passing yards 7 times, led the league in passing touchdowns 4 times, and made 12 Pro Bowls with the Saints. Hey look, don't get us wrong, Rivers became a very talented quarterback in his own right with the Chargers, and the man will likely get into the Hall of Fame. But I mean, seeing the Bolts give up on Brees really came back to bite him early on. Greg Olsen, Chicago Bears. Olsen is regarded as one of the most talented tight ends to play in the league in the 2000s and 2010s, thanks to his elite football IQ and route precision. Olsen spent the start of his career with the Chicago Bears, where he slowly developed into a decent receiving tight end for Jay Cutler to work with, helping the team make the playoffs in 2010 before they lost in the NFC Championship game to the Green Bay Packers. In 2011, the Bears gave up on Olsen and traded him to the Carolina Panthers for a 2012 third-round pick because the Bears coaching staff prioritized a scheme with more wide receivers over personnel. The Bears would go on to regret making the trade as Olsen flourished with the Panthers, forming excellent offensive chemistry with Cam Newton, which led them to Super Bowl 50 before they lost to Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos and made 3 Pro Bowls. Olsen also had 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons with the Panthers, made 3 Pro Bowls with the franchise, and improved his route running and football IQ with the franchise. The Bears should have never given up on developing Olsen, as he would have likely helped them make the playoffs once or twice in the 2010s. But they didn't, and they failed to qualify for the postseason until 2018. Randy Moss, Minnesota Vikings. Moss's NFL career can be described as legendary, as he made an iconic impact for most of the teams that he played for. Moss began his career with a bang for the Minnesota Vikings, as he was named the NFL Rookie of the Year in 1998, helped the Vikings earn a 15-1 record, and reach the 1999 NFC Championship game, which they narrowly lost to the Atlanta Falcons. Moss revolutionized the Vikings offense for the late 1990s and the early 2000s, guiding the team to the playoffs 4 times during his first stint with the team. Then in 2005, the Vikings traded Moss to the Oakland Raiders, where he spent 2 seasons with the team until he was traded to the New England Patriots in 2007 for almost nothing, and would go on to resurrect his career by scoring the most touchdowns in a season with 23. As well, the man helped the Patriots earn a 16-0 regular season record and also allowed them to reach Super Bowl 42 before they ultimately lost to the New York Giants. The Vikings, on the other hand, well, they drafted Troy Williamson with the 7th pick of the 2005 NFL Draft, hoping that he would replicate Moss's production, but he just ended up becoming a massive draft bust for them, crippling their passing attack. Moss would get traded back to the Vikings in 2010, but his time with the team was very short, and he was released after playing in 4 games and scoring 2 touchdowns with the team. Just saying, if the Vikings didn't trade Moss, well, he very likely would have helped the Vikings stay as playoff contenders throughout the entirety of the 2000s. Wes Welker, San Diego Chargers, and Miami Dolphins. Welker's NFL journey is incredibly interesting, as he began his NFL career with the then San Diego Chargers in 2004 as an undrafted free agent, but was released when the Chargers claimed Clinton Hart off waivers. Then Chargers head coach Marty Schottenheimer admitted cutting Welker was a massive mistake. Welker went on to join the Miami Dolphins and spent a couple of seasons with them, mainly on special teams, as he was effective on kick and punt returns. In 2006, Welker led the Dolphins in receiving yards, as he had 687, was a reliable pass catcher for Joey Harrington, and he scored one touchdown. Welker was originally offered a one-year, $1.35 million deal to re-sign with the Dolphins, but he was traded to the New England Patriots, where he helped lead them to an undefeated 2007 season, while the Dolphins became the league's laughingstock with just one win that year. Welker also became a five-time Pro Bowler and had 5 1,000-yard seasons with the Pats. If the Dolphins had fully utilized Welker's talents, they would have been able to build a decent roster around him at the time. Saquon Barkley, New York Giants. Barkley was a force to be reckoned with for the Giants from 2018 until 2023, as he was the vocal point for the team's offense, even though the rest of the unit was just painful to watch. Barkley made 2 Pro Bowls with the Giants, 3 1,000-yard seasons, and was the 2018 NFL Rookie of the Year award winner. Barkley even helped the Giants reach the 2022 playoffs and earn a nice 31-24 win over the Minnesota Vikings before the team lost in the divisional round to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Giants gave up on Barkley after the 2023 season due to his hefty price tag, poor contract negotiations, and a focus on other roster positions, as they wanted to focus on improving the offensive line. Barkley would sign with the Eagles in the 2024 offseason and rushed for 2,005 yards, the most rushing yards in the league on 345 attempts, scoring 13 rushing touchdowns, catching 33 receptions for 278 yards, and scoring 2 receiving touchdowns. Oh, and Barkley would help the Eagles win Super Bowl 59, 40-22 against the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, the Giants struggled during the 2024 season, finishing the year with a 3-14 record and in last place in the NFC East. Barkley was one guy the Giants should have never released. That move bit them in the rear so bad that I'm sure they're still regretting it to this day. Christian McCaffrey, Carolina Panthers. Similar to Saquon Barkley, McCaffrey gave the struggling Panthers offense a sign of life, as he served as one of their best running backs in recent history. McCaffrey helped the Panthers reach the playoffs during his rookie year in 2017. He made the 2019 Pro Bowl. He had 2 1,000-yard seasons with the team and became the first Panthers running back to reach over 2,000 yards from scrimmage. However, McCaffrey's dealt with injuries in his career, including ankle injuries in 2020 and 2021. The Panthers ended up giving up on McCaffrey by trading him to the San Francisco 49ers for 2023 and 2024 draft picks in October 2022 during the middle of the season. McCaffrey stepped his game up with the 49ers during the 2022 season, helping them reach the NFC Championship game before they lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. Then in 2023, McCaffrey led the league in rushing yards with 1,459 yards and helped the 49ers reach Super Bowl 58 before the team lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in overtime. The Panthers offense took a massive step back. If they just never traded McCaffrey, well, they probably could have just focused their rebuild around him and had a lot more success. Josh Jacobs, Las Vegas Raiders. Jacobs is one of the league's best running backs, who was a focal point of the Raiders' offense from 2019 until 2023. During his tenure with the Silver and Black, Jacobs had 3 1,000-yard seasons on the ground and led the league in rushing yards with 1,653 in the 2022 season. The Raiders let Jacobs walk in free agency due to not wanting to meet his contract demands, similar to how the Giants didn't want to invest in Barkley, which led the Green Bay Packers to sign Jacobs. Jacobs immediately took things to the next level with the Packers, as he dominated on the ground with 1,329 rushing yards on 301 carries, scoring 15 rushing touchdowns, catching 36 receptions for 342 yards, and scoring a receiving touchdown in his 2024 season with them. Jacobs also helped the Packers reach the 2024-2025 playoffs, but they lost to the Philadelphia Eagles in the wildcard round. Meanwhile, the Raiders looked incredibly silly not meeting Jacobs' contract demands and struggled, finishing the 2024 season with a 4-13 record and placing last in the AFC West. They drafted Ashton Jeanty in the first round of the 2025 NFL Draft. If Jacobs were on the 2024 Raiders, they probably would have earned a couple of more wins that year. Baker Mayfield, Cleveland Browns. When the Browns drafted Mayfield, the hype was real. He looked like he was gonna be the franchise's next savior. Mayfield showed some promise in his rookie season and broke out in the 2020 season by leading the Browns to an 11-5 record, their first playoff appearance since 2002, and their first playoff win since 1994, defeating the Pittsburgh Steelers 48-37. However, he was inconsistent during that 2019 and 2021 season. In the Browns front office, they decided they wanted to change at the position. The Browns traded Mayfield away to the Carolina Panthers, while while they made that very head-scratching decision to trade for Deshaun Watson during 2022. Mayfield struggled with the Panthers, throwing 6 touchdowns against 6 interceptions, and requested his release from the team. Then, he signed with the Los Angeles Rams, and he showed some real promise under Sean McVay. Then after that, Mayfield signed a 1-year, $5 million deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led them to a 9-8 record, first place in the NFC South, and a wildcard weekend win over the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, and Mayfield also made 2 Pro Bowls with the Bucs so far. Meanwhile, Watson, well, he struggled throughout his tumultuous tenure with the Browns, dealing with nagging injuries and seeing guys like Joe Flacco and Shedeur Sanders play much better than him. The Browns really should never have given up on Mayfield, as he and head coach Kevin Stefanski really could have made something special happen in Northeast Ohio. Priest Holmes, Baltimore Ravens. Holmes showed flashes of brilliance with the Ravens in the late 1990s, rushing for 1,008 yards and scoring 7 touchdowns in 1998. However, Holmes dealt with injuries in 1999 and was pushed back in the depth chart to make room for Jamal Lewis in 2000. Holmes did help the Ravens win Super Bowl 35 over the New York Giants, but the team committed to Lewis long-term and moved on from Holmes. Holmes would sign an inexpensive contract with the Kansas City Chiefs in the 2001 season and make the Ravens regret giving up on him by leading the league in rushing yards with 1,555 and scoring 8 touchdowns on the ground. Holmes also made 3 Pro Bowls with the Chiefs and became a dominant rusher in their offense. Jamal Lewis was talented for the Ravens, but the Ravens could have just re-signed Holmes and formed an incredible backfield with both Lewis and Holmes, causing havoc against opposing defenses. Marshawn Lynch, Buffalo Bills. Lynch was drafted by the Bills in 2007 as they wanted an explosive playmaker who would make an immediate impact on the ground and work well with Fred Jackson. Lynch had 2 1,000-yard seasons with the Bills, but was misused and misunderstood on the field. The Bills traded Lynch to the Seattle Seahawks in 2010 and focused on Jackson instead. However, the Bills came to regret their trade, as Lynch became a superstar with the Seahawks and his iconic Beastquake run in the wildcard round against the New Orleans Saints. Not to mention, Lynch helped the Seahawks win Super Bowl 48 and made 4 Pro Bowls with them. The Bills, meanwhile, were stuck in mediocrity until they drafted Josh Allen in 2018, who has since helped resurrect the franchise. But what other NFL stars do you think teams gave up on too quickly? Were there any notable names that we may have missed? Let us know in the comment section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, then hey, clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.